Oh yeah, this looked interesting. Vision Quest. Wait, which one was that?
Before you started working here, I remember when you'd come in all the time with that redhead.
I was a different person back then.
How about now? Anyone waiting for you tonight?
No. Home is just me.
It's like I'm losing my mind.
Who am I? I was an Avenger, but I'm not a hero anymore. I have his face, but not his virtue. All I have is his name.
Welcome home, Vision.
This house is getting crowded, Vision.
Ultron! Human avatars only.
Sir, I cannot overstate the dangers of keeping him around.
Yes, but he is a...
Dad? Papa? Peepaw?
I'm a stranger to myself. That family wasn't real.
You sure about that?
I had a father, a machine called Vision.
Muzzle tough. It's a boy.
How is this possible?
Free us all and save your son.
I wish to understand my purpose.
With a genocidal maniac inside your head.
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
Hell yeah. I'm curious about that because I saw WandaVision a while ago. Actually, not being super familiar. Yeah, because when I watched WandaVision, I actually hadn't seen any of the Avengers shit, any of that. I was like, and also too, it was before I started to like get into comic books and stuff, and yeah, and I remember watching that solo like with no reference point, just being like, oh, this is cool. I didn't even realize like, oh, this like the Avengers movie led into this because of like all that shit happened, and then. I mean, not to spoil WandaVision if you haven't seen it, but you know, a bunch of shit happens and you realize like what's actually going on and stuff like that. Yeah, and I remember WandaVision ripping. I will say I think this looks like it's gonna be good. I think Marvel, they do a decent job on, well, I don't know. They did have a few of their shows kind of like I didn't watch all of them, but you know, they like dropped the ball in She-Hulk and there was like a bunch of other ones that didn't do great, but I think Marvel's in a stage right now where they're like, yeah, we got to do this shit. Cause like past couple years has really been, you know, trying people's patience. And I'll say it again. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I don't think, you know, just insert genre or style of movie fatigue exists. I don't think this superhero fatigue shit exists. I don't think that's a real thing. I think it's like a cope to, I think it's like some shit the studios made up to distract you from the fact that their shit has sucked ass the past couple years. You know what I mean? Like I know for me personally, like I listen to the same podcasts every single week, and it's because they're good every single week, and I don't miss an episode. I don't have podcast fatigue. You know what I mean? Like and everyone in the chat right now, we all listen to hours of podcasts every week. We don't have podcast fatigue because the podcast we listen to rip. But yeah, I think Marvel's in an upswing right now, so I think this is going to be a good time for more shows. And you know, I don't know do they have the same crew? If they have the same crew that did WandaVision, I could see this being you know, a quality fucking show. Although I will say, for me personally, I wish this does feel like it's gonna be a big, like, let's just like analyze our fucking mental health and how my brain works and what do I want out of life? Who am I? It's like, and it's like I don't hate that in my superhero shit. Like I want that. It's just like it was my problem with watching Invincible. It was like, oh, did you like that fight? That short fight that just happened? Did you like that? Well, next 2 episodes are going to be them breaking down how it makes them feel. You know what I mean? It's like, I think there's too much of that in a lot of superhero things. Because also, too, like, there's part of me that's like, these people are like literally gods. Do you think they would, or literally or sort of power-wise are close to gods? A lot of these superheroes, maybe not, like, I would understand, like, Punisher. Punisher's just a guy. Daredevil's just a guy. I could see them, that's why when, like, Punisher is all brooding and, like, missing his family, that stuff makes sense. But, like, when you're watching Invincible, it's not to say that, like, what's his name? Mark? I think his name's Mark in the show. Or whatever his name is. Not that he wouldn't be exact. I'm not saying I was like he would definitely be exactly like his dad was in the first season. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, this obsession. This is just me shitting on Invincible. His obsession with, like, basic teenager problems. I go, that just wouldn't exist. And I think a lot of superhero shows are like, a lot of superhero things now they're trying to relate too directly to, like, everyone else's, like, feelings. How normal people would feel about stuff. And it's like, bro, I'm watching Superhumans. They wouldn't have the exact same emotions and insecurities that we do. You know what I mean? And also, I also want to see them rip shit up. I want to see them be brooding and sad and self-analyze. I just think I think there's a deficit in superhero shit ripping shit up, It's why everyone loves Absolute Batman. I think I got it here somewhere. I read the first issue of Absolute Batman, and it's fucking sick. He's fucking beating ass, but then he's also fucking going like, what the fuck? What is this fucking world we live in? It's like a good balance of that. So based off this trailer, because it looks like bro's just in his own head right now, which I feel like is going to be symbolic for what the show's going to be about. So if, like, the whole show is just, just a Vision asking why about stuff, it's, I don't know. I don't know. I don't, like, if you're superhuman, I don't think you're going to be that focused. You wouldn't be that insecure. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they'd all be like big dick swinging fucking Homelander or some shit. But, like, if you just had a thing about you that made you physically or mentally so much higher above the average human being, you wouldn't just have all the same insecurities of a fucking high school teenager. That's all I'm saying. But other than that, I think it's going to be good. Yeah. Dylan Avery was an inside job. Oh, you guys talk about Ben. I love Ben. Ben rules. Monster might be drunk is always funny to me now that I've seen it through Avery's eyes. Shout out Ben Avery. Ben Avery rules. Let's see if there's any other good trailers that I give a shit about. Actually, let me just type in trailer. Oh, yeah, what is this? I don't know anything about this, but I like Anya Taylor-Joy. I thought it was Anya Joy Taylor. I like her, and I like Chris Evans a lot. And I like seeing Chris Evans in non-Captain America shit.
I feel like I'm close to something, It's been a tough year. Tonight, the world's going to see the real Mike Tyler.
Most applause I've gotten in years.
They're terrorists.
What?
Terrorists.
The world will end in 2 days. The mountain of fire is famished. And without the proper sacrifice, it will eat us all. Behold the hero.
Namaste.
Only you can save the world.
I think you're wrong.
The world will be plunged into an historic darkness. Can't believe I'm gonna die next to Golden Globe loser.
I think this is exactly what I've been looking for.
The volcano has chosen you for this moment.
Give me that hero squint.
Got it?
Yeah. No caption. Power of the image.
Dude, I love that. Bro from I always forget his name, but he's Tim Robinson's dude. Detroiters, and he's all over I Think You Should Leave. I love seeing that guy in bigger movies. Hell yeah, that looks cool. I like that. Gets me excited because, well, one of my problems with a lot of well, I feel like Hollywood, and I understand it's like write what you know, but it's like there's a lot of movies about movie stars or writers. You know what I mean? Like there's so many, bro. There's so many films about writers. You know what I mean? So it's this like weird thing where, but I get it. You're a writer. You're a writer. You're in Hollywood. You're going to write stuff in that wheelhouse. But like, it's that thing where like I'm catching myself doing it now that I'm taking more planes to do shows and stuff like that. You got to watch yourself where, yeah, I might take more planes to go do comedy and things like that. But a lot of people listening aren't taking planes like that. So they don't. It's like while they agree with you, they're like, I don't want to hear this guy bitch about plane seats every time. So it's the same thing with, I have the same feeling watching a lot of these movies and TV shows. It's like, I don't want to see another fucking show about people obsessed with like wanting to be an actor or famous or whatever, just because it's like, that's all you guys know. But I'm also not like mad about it. Cause again, it's like when Stephen King writes a new book about like, oh, would you look at that? Another writer in Maine got haunted. That's crazy. But I also too, again though, it's like that's all he knows. He's only ever been a writer in Maine the whole time, so I don't fault him for it to a degree. So it's nice when you see stuff like this where it's like, okay, this is centered around Hollywood and celebrities and TV stars and the woes of actors and shit like that. But then you mix it in with Anya Joy Taylor thinks he's like a prophet or some shit like that, and we have to sacrifice him and stuff like that. It looks interesting. It looks interesting. I think it's a very interesting story. I am kind of excited to go watch that now. And then the other part of it too, I think a big thing with movies are becoming more expensive to make and shit like that. I feel like I watched a video on it. If you notice, movies are either being made for like hundreds of millions of dollars or like $10 million. You don't have that like 60, 70, $80 million movie anymore, just based off of how like people make money off these things. So if you've been noticing in cinema, I am an authority on talking about these issues. Cinema. But no, if you've been noticing in cinema over the years, a lot of movies have been doing the job with a smaller cast. Like you don't get a lot of these. While a lot of movies just do center around a small specific cast, back in the day, you would have a lot more moments where, how do I say this? You would have a lot more moments where the scene would be on a very massive scale with like a lot of extra, and it would just feel big. A lot of movies now, if they don't have that like $100 million, $200 million, $500 million budget, they don't feel big. But like, so seeing some shit like this, I don't know how much this movie costs, but like seeing stuff like this, like that feels big. I mean, it's just Anya Joy. Is it Anya Taylor-Joy? I want to say Anya Joy Taylor. That rolls off the tongue. That's what her name is. Like, this feels big. We got a big audience, got a nice big set. We're not cutting corners. I like that. This feels like old school big movies, and that's what has me excited. Cool plot. Actors I like. Actors I actively jack off to. And I am also talking about Chris Evans. And, I mean, honestly, you go down the list. Chris Evans, jack off to him. Anya Joy Taylor. Salma Hayek, respectfully. What's eating John Malkovich? Jack off to him. I like it. Oh, yes, too. Also, original concept. Brother, it's kind of crazy. I don't know how much more. I mean, like with the success of Backrooms and Obsession, I don't know how many. I don't know I don't know what else you need more to be like, yo, make original content, bro. Make original content. Like, stop with the fucking remakes. You know what I mean? Or just slow it down with the not original properties is what we want, but just taking slow it down with the established properties. Not saying like never do it, because I'm thinking about yeah, Supergirl bombed, although I still want to watch Supergirl, find out if it's good or not, because I feel like Supergirl bombed. I feel like they bombed the movie before they gave it a chance. Not saying it's good, but I want to know if it's better than sort of the general perception. But yeah, it's like Superman ripped, and that's like a pre-established. I mean, Superman's one of the biggest pre-established properties. It's not saying never. It's just people want new shit. You know, it's starting to become that like, you reusing the old shit is not the safe bet anymore. It's not. It's gotten to a point where people see that and they go, "Oh, this is probably gonna suck." Like that's what I think hurt Supergirl a little bit. It's why now again it's safe to assume Supergirl probably is just fine at best. But before anyone knew that, just the perception, you know, of pre-established property, you're already behind. You know what I'm saying? Especially too with the type of being it like a side story of like no one's sitting here clamoring for a new Supergirl movie. So like all those things rolled into one. It's why it's like, you know, the perception is already going to have you start behind a little bit on this stuff. But this looks cool. I'm excited. And yeah, like you said, Colin, original concepts. More of those, please. What else do we got going on? Untold Mr. T. Interesting. Oh, this looks interesting. Yeah, I'm glad to see that there's a longer trailer of this. I wanted to watch this. Buddy looks interesting. It's like about well, let's just watch it.
Thank you for calling the National Missing Child Hotline. Our offices are currently closed. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you have any information about a currently missing child, please leave a message after the tone and we will get back to you.
Oh, you cock teasing me? Oh, okay, they're throwing 2 trailers into one because that was the one I saw earlier. So I think it's setting up that it's like this buddy guy is stealing kids.
What's going on?
The show with the orange unicorn. I've searched everywhere, and there's no mention of it.
It's just some forgotten show from the 90s.
Yeah, but there's nothing.
Interesting. Is there anything else on that? What is it called, Buddy? Are there any other trailers? Yeah, I think we probably already watched this one. That came out a month ago. Yeah, that's the one we just watched. So I like this. I'm very curious how it's going to actually go because this could be hit or miss with how like weird it is. But it does look like it looks like it's having a more what's the fucking word? Like it's got a horror vibe to it, and it's got like a evil fucked up thing to it. But it also with the sheer fact that it's like, yo, there's no memory of this, which is also an interesting addition because there's the concept of like things getting memory hold, you know, and that's it's like sort of the drawback of the digital age is that you can do a better job of just like, you know, if you get the right people on it, you can kind of like scrub things from the internet, you know, and like there's certain things that like as long as it's not like big, you can find a way to actually like scrub it from the internet. Like obviously there's certain things that are just so massive you can't do anything about it, but like a small show from the fucking 90s, you could easily scrub that from the internet. But you know, also making it some like weird abstract thing, and like if it's just in like a different realm or a different universe, that is interesting and fascinating. I don't know, something about it feels like it could easily go in a very stupid way. It's kind of like how I felt when Backrooms came out. You know, they kind of get, because like with a lot of those like horror / like psychological thrillers, it hits you with a lot of intrigue and a lot of possibilities, and then your mind goes to a lot of places of what it could be, and then sometimes because of that it doesn't hit the right payoff that you want from it. And this is intriguing. It can go a lot of places, but it can also, there's also a lot of room for this to fail. But I don't want it to. I hope it does good because I think it's setting up an interesting world of possibilities of like weird shit that, you know, one of those great movies that you watch and you're like, oh, I'm insanely uncomfortable, but it's like intriguing, and it's like I want it to be like because like Backrooms was like that, where I watched it and ended up being really fun. There was a lot of mixed feelings about it. I actually thought I thought Obsession was fantastic. I thought on the whole, because I love weird shit, I thought Backrooms was a much more interesting experience. But, you know, that's also too, Obsession was more of a straightforward concept. I thought Backrooms was a much more interesting concept. Both were amazing. But no, Backrooms also does this thing where it like just puts you in this like weird headspace, and it makes you feel uncomfortable but also intrigued. And I can see that coming from this, and I hope that this movie delivers that. And I think it can. And I think there's a lot of possibility for that. Is there a fucking video game? I saw that. Where was the video game thing? I just saw it. Is this real? that all seemed disturbing. Don't try to wait. What are you guys saying? That one seems like a creepy pasta got on screen. That is a great way to put it, Drenched. And I think actually creepy pastas, because wasn't what is this? This looks interesting. Wasn't Backrooms did Backrooms count as a creepy pasta? Go make some money, brother. Does Backrooms count as creepy pasta? What does creepy pasta mean exactly? I've seen that term before. Creepy pasta definition. Creepypasta is a short user-generated horror story or urban legend that is copy-pasted and shared across online forums and social media. Okay, so I guess Backrooms counts as creepypasta. Is Backrooms a creepypasta? Yes, the Backrooms is a famous internet horror concept that fits squarely into the okay. So Backrooms is creepypasta. I actually think here, wait. Most famous creepypastas. Slender Man, Jeff the Killer, The Russian Sleep Experiment, Ben Drowned, and Candle Cove. Okay, so I don't know any of these. I'm gonna have to look into these. These will sound interesting. I think I actually think creepypastas are like the best for horror movies. Colin, thank you so much for hanging out, dude. I'll catch you later. I think creepypastas actually seem like quality sources for horror movies and like psychological thrillers, which are also my favorite. Oh yeah, yo, I wanted to talk about this actually. I saw this Darth Vader thing and I wanted to talk about it. It kind of bothered me. And I haven't actually watched it, so we'll watch it live here, but it kind of bugged me because it sort of like represents this general like unseriousness of the people on the right side of history. You know what I mean? It's this weird thing where it's like, I don't know. I maybe I should create a new term. Deem it the unserious revolutionary. I don't know.
The Emperor is a fan of Flock, and we must continue utilizing Flock technologies so that we can follow and surveil the rebel scum as they move from playground to playground, from playground to pool, from pool to gymnasium, because we all know that the Flock cameras are not only following the license plate readers, they are following children. They are following children in parks and gymnasiums, and we need this. I need this so I can stalk my ex-girlfriend. Also, it should be known that the people of this town, the pools that want their storm drains cleared, they should not have their storm drains cleared. Because in order to
yeah, this sucks so much ass. And it's this like big representation of a lot of the people who like so much now about people who do shit like this. It's all about just feeling, because I think there's this like subtle feeling of like we can't actually do anything to change anything. So it's like a lot of these people, it just comes off as like a virtue signaling shit where it's just like, yo, just so everyone knows I have the right opinions. And then it's like, oh, this is going to fucking pwn so hard online. It's going to go so viral. And it's just like, but to the people who are actually trying to do something to make something better, this is you're basically, I mean, you might as well punch their mom's tit. It's just like, fuck you, dude. I don't know. This kind of shit just annoys the absolute shit out of me, where it's like, it's I don't know. I've been trying to bring back the term dingus behavior. It's very just dingus, but I get it too. On the flip side, it's like someone going in a very dry way talking about it in a very dry way is also not appealing. But like, I think people only work in extremes. And it's like there's this thing of like it's a weird thing that happens with a lot of people with like the right opinions. You see it all the time with protesters and different activists and stuff. There's a lot of people with the right opinions. and then you just see like how they go about it, and you're like, how are you this spot on but this unserious? You know what I mean? Do you not understand what this could like what this could do with people who want to make you look like a fool? You know what I mean? Do you not have an ability to get the temperature of the room? It's like my thing I always say about Zionists. The fact that like no Zionist can go, hey, I get why everyone's mad. But, and I'm not going to agree with them. Like I'm probably not going to agree with them after they say but the fact that like you can't even give anyone that. He's like, bro, do you not know how this is going to come off? And it's the same thing with this guy. It's like, it's such an important issue. These flock cameras just, it does, these flock cameras are it's just like a private company that's like, I don't know the specifics of like how they came about, but just no one knew about these. And then a couple months ago, we're all just aware of like, oh, by the way, there's just a shit ton of fucking cameras in every goddamn town in America. And, yeah, man, I don't know. And it just irks me too. Cause it's like guys like this are going to be the guys who are like, but what are you? It's like, but what are you doing? It's like, no, what are you doing? What, like staying home and doing nothing would be more of a benefit than this. You know, it's like, because unfortunately people see this and this affects the way they view the shit. I don't know. There is just it's like, I get it. You have the right opinions, but like, what is this actually gonna do? You know, that's my thing. A lot of people, they don't want to actually sit down and go like, it's like, what's this gonna do? You know, they don't want to actually think about the harder questions where it's like, hey, why does just a random committee of like however many people are here, like 6 people, just determine things like this for the entire community? You know what I mean? Rather than just being like, dude, this is going to pwn so hard. Why don't we like go home and sit down and think about the idea? It's like, hey, maybe the whole structure of society is wrong. You know what I mean? Mine's a little scarier and harder, but if you actually give a shit about changing things in a positive way, dressing up like Darth Vader and doing a little shtick, it's the biggest dickhead shit you could possibly fucking do. I don't know. Just like, I understand. You want to be on the right side of history, but you're doing it in the dumbest way possible. And I said, all due respect, fuck this guy. And then yeah, all right, I gotta get out of here in a sec. But I did this thumbnail. I gotta get out of here in a sec, but this thumbnail intrigued me, so I want to check out whatever this is.
Unit 23, respond. Female caller reports being followed by unknown male subject.
Newsroom.
Listen, since it's your first...
Can I say this just as a sidebar? I understand why games do it, the like diagonal view. It creates like more depth in a lot of things and stuff. But I got to be honest, I've never been a fucking fan of this. I wish anyone who wants to do this, I wish you would just do top down, like what's the fucking Hotline Miami? I'd rather that than this, to be perfectly honest. But this is just a broad general gripe I've had over the years. I've never ever, while playing a game, been a fan of the diagonal view. Dude, I remember the worst ever. I got like fucking Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 for Game Boy Advance, and that was on a diagonal. Talk about being hard to like fucking hit your tricks and shit like that. Just, I don't know. I get from an aesthetic standpoint, but from a gameplay standpoint, it's always been annoying in my mind.
Rodeo flying solo down there. Let me walk you through how this works. You hear something worth reporting, you send it my way.
How do I know what's worth reporting?
On a night like tonight, everything's worth reporting.
I think you need to know what's happening here. The ER's been at capacity since 6 o'clock, and it just keeps getting worse. People are coming in with injuries from attacking their own families.
Let's figure out what the hell is going on.
Turn on your scanner. Listen to what's happening out there. Why do you think the hospital administration won't comment? This goes all the way up.
These are pretty extreme claims.
You don't warn people, their blood's on your hands too.
What the hell are you doing down there?
Oh, that's cool. So you control the whole broadcast and you control the media, but you control the media? What's this fucking? I don't even want to make the joke. What is this fucking? What is it? What is this? What is this fucking Jewish simulator? I would never make that joke, dude. Oh shit! But you run the media. That's so fucking sick. That is kind of crazy though. You can do some Orson Welles shit, and which apparently, I think that's all made up. By the way, I don't think people were spazzing over that like they say they were. Anyway, that's a side.
There's a difference between informing people and scaring them half to death.
They're being fed lies.
They're on this floor. They shouldn't be able to.
This is a badass concept for a game. Straight up. If I give this a big red straight up, dude. Yeah. This is I don't know if I'll play this. I think for me, the way I am playing this game would give me anxiety. I'd get too involved and I would get like, oh my god, dude, because I would play what the fuck was it? Ice Punk? Frostpunk, I think it is. And it's this game, it's like a real-time strategy game where you're like, you got like your crew and the world goes to shit. Excuse me. And then it's just basically you run this community. Yeah, you run this community in this like icy area. Yeah, you're in like an area like this and you just got to like manage everything and try to make sure not too many people fucking die and shit like that. And it's just like a big real-time strategy like resource management game. And dude, that game would make me anxious. You know what I mean? Like when you would you'd get to the point where everything was like going to shit. That game would fucking make me anxious. I don't know what a fucking, controlling the media game would do to me, but as a concept, this is cool as fucking shit, dude. I hope this game fucking goes off because this is so fucking sick. Yeah, I'm probably not gonna play this, but I'm excited to watch other people play it because I don't know. This is good. It's good. This game will give me too much anxiety, way too much anxiety. But it's such a fucking cool original concept for a game.